North Korea, also known as HRNK. HRNK is a US-based, non-governmental, non-profit, non-partisan organization that raises awareness about the current human rights conditions in North Korea by publishing research reports and collecting information about the most secretive country in the world. The work of HRNK would not be possible without the help and support of human rights specialists and defenders, and without the help of those who experience firsthand what it really means to be living in North Korea. In fact, HRNK collects data about human rights conditions and prison camps in the country through satellite imagery and interviews with North Korean escapees who mainly relocated to South Korea and the United States after fleeing the country. As of today, up to 120,000 individuals are believed to be imprisoned in North Korea without due process and under inhuman conditions. Reasons for imprisonment range from political offenses to perceived threat posed to the stability of the regime. The human rights record in the country is considered to be the worst in the world, where individuals have no access to basic needs, liberties, and civil rights. In the country's prison and labor camps, inmates are subjected to inhuman conditions and forced labor in mines, industries, or agricultural duties. Families are condemned and imprisoned up to 3 generations without a trial when one member of the family is accused of a crime. Within the camps, individuals face abusive treatments by authorities, such as torture, severe beatings, sexual abuse, and executions. Unfortunately, reports show that extrajudicial killings, torture, and arbitrary and indefinite detention are commonplace in North Korea. Within the camps, people are forced to work for long periods of time every day, from early in the morning to late at night, and this is also the case for children. Forced enslavement is not only confined to prison camps, but it unfolds nationally as well as overseas. Since its establishment in 2001, HRNK has published 55 reports. Extensive research has been conducted on prison camps in North Korea, and recent reports have addressed issues including the health and human rights of North Korean children, political prison camps, North Korea's state sponsorship of terrorism, the Songbon social classification system, and the abduction of South Korean and foreign citizens. HRNK defends North Korean human rights at multiple events, just like this one, and among our goals, we hope to support the international community in achieving open borders in the country, provide unlimited information to North Korean citizens, foster good economic principles to encourage companies investing in North Korea to develop a code of conduct, fight malnutrition and guarantee food security for all, develop assistance to the North Korean government to grant and protect human rights of its population. It is HRNK's mission to persistently remind policymakers, world leaders, and the general public that more than 20 million North Koreans need our attention. We need to act now. I now give the floor to Teresa, who will address one of our main research focus at HRNK, analyzing political prison camps and their developments through satellite imagery. Thank you.
Overview of HRNK and its activity. I'm an Outreach Fellow. I'm also the head of the Legal Research Division. So, over the past year, HRNK has published 7 satellite imagery reports with analysis on North Korean prison camps. Today, I'll be referring to one prison camp in particular. We call this prison camp Gyohwaso No. 3, and it's located in the To-Songri area. Gyohwaso is what we observe as a long-term prison labor facility. The goal of our satellite imagery project is to achieve North Korean prison reforms that respect human rights. While this has proven to be exceptionally difficult, I would like to share with you why we, as a community of human rights advocates, should be taking concrete action today. HRNK's extensive portfolio of satellite imagery analysis gathers high-resolution photographic evidence of numerous Kyohwaso in North Korea. Diletta and I actually bought a few copies of Kyohwaso number 3. If you're interested, feel free to approach us. Or you can access our reports online at HRNK.org. But in this particular report, we're able to see satellite images taken from 1968 to 1977, as well as 2002 to 2021. Due to the improvement of satellite imagery technology over the decades, this allows us to discuss the existence of these camps using this imagery, which in turn can create momentum for change in achieving North Korean prison reforms. Yet, despite displaying irrefutable evidence of the activities happening inside Kyohwaso number 3, the North Korean government continues to reject criticisms of abuses happening in these prison camps. This is where we, as youth delegates, can take a role in this issue. The existence of this prison camp exemplifies the need to advocate against the atrocities committed in all North Korean detention camps, as my colleague Diletta had mentioned. As we continue to monitor these camps and its activities, we ask you to speak to your fellow delegates, your colleagues, your local human rights groups, and if possible, your country's governments, to help us bring light to this critical issue. I would like to close our speech today by sharing a short message from Do-hyun J. Kim. Do-hyun is actually a HRNK consultant and our social media associate, but most notably, he is also a North Korean escapee. He has not only provided evidence pertaining to the very existence to this prison camp, but continues to bravely share his own experience in order to shed light on the acts of atrocities that continue to this day. Due to time constraints, I'll leave it up to you to listen to his full story. We have a recording uploaded on our YouTube channel, again, HRNK, if you're interested. But there is a message from Do-hyun that he would like to share with all of you. This is the message. Many people around the world are passionate about certain aspects of Korean culture, K-pop, for example, especially those of the younger generation. However, it seems that many people do not know or have somehow forgotten that another aspect of Korean culture exists on the Korean peninsula, and that a modern-day Holocaust is in progress there. North Korea, known as the largest prison in the world, holds millions of people crying out in great pain. But their cries are not heard. Their cries will forever be unheard unless we, on the outside, help. You can't just pass by when you see someone drowning in a river crying for help. It is human nature to help those in need, or at least feel sadness deep in our hearts if nothing can be done. Your compassion and your concern for those who are suffering in North Korea can help them to change the situation of their lives. I'm asking for your concern and interest in human rights in North Korea. In doing so, I hope you feel grateful for your freedom, love, and family. Do-hyun would like to send his thanks to everyone here. I would also like to thank you for listening to our speech and having an interest in human rights in North Korea. Thank you.